This is Susie J. Cobwebs, and today I'm going to do an establishment review. So let me just step back 1 second and tell you a story of how this even came about. So my daughter asked me one day if I would go to a gingerbread tour. Now, I kind of mentioned to her that I really didn't like gingerbread. If she actually ever noticed in the house that I never had gingerbread in the house around the Christmas season. And then she said, "Mom, obviously you don't know what gingerbread tour is." I didn't. Who knew? She says, "Well, it is this gingerbread tour up in Brookville, PA, where all of these stores get together and they have this massive sale on Christmas." So I thought, okay, that sounds like a great idea. Sign me up, I'll go. Now, it all depends on the weather, though, because in Brookville, it actually will get a lot of snow, and I really didn't want to be in the middle of snowstorms and 17 million feet of snow just going to the stores, because that's not going to be fun neither. But it just so happened that this day was gorgeous. It was basically t-shirt weather or maybe hoodie weather. So it was like maybe 40, 50 degrees, and there's no snow, and we could just go to each individual store and just enjoy the scenery with the Christmas music and the Christmas ambiance, and that was actually really cool. So, as I go on with this, I apologize. So my daughter and I and her boyfriend drive up to Brookville, and we go to these different establishments, right? Well, this one is going to be Sawmill Art Center. Now, this place has been open for 10 years. And it's this venue where they have many different art classes and craft shows and vendor shows, and honestly, they could probably hold anything that you want there. Now, whenever they had this huge craft show there during this gingerbread tour, we got to see all these different paintings and Christmas decor and different incenses and candles and soaps that were all homemade. The one thing I thought was really cute there was it was a tooth fairy pillow. Although my kids are grown and I'm sure they have all their teeth, this would have been a cute little idea that you can actually stick underneath your child's pillow. Amongst all the hats and the shirts and the pillows and the blankets and the quilts and everything else that you can possibly think of that could be handmade, this is one thing that I found that was really cool to just kind of go browse through. What do other people do as a hobby? I thought that was really interesting. And what they could do, whether it's candles, whether it's soy candles, whether it's wax candles, beeswax, anything you can think of, I'm sure that that's out there and you can find. On top of the Christmas season and the Christmas decor, just any other holiday for that matter. Another thing that this area had was they had homemade dressings, and whether it was salad dressings or marinades or anything like that. And the best part of this one was, I'm going to tell you a little mini story. As I was looking through some of the shirts, and I was talking to a lady that was right beside me, which I didn't even know who she was, and I'm just having an open conversation with her. Then all of a sudden, I hear, "Hey, Suze, is that you?" Well, first off, the only people that I know that are up in this area is my daughter, which my daughter does not call me by my first name, and my daughter's boyfriend, which I've never really heard him call me by my first name or even have a conversation like that. He would come to me and say, "Hey, we need to do this," or whatever. And it was an old friend of mine that I used to hang out with a gazillion years ago. And she thought she heard my voice, and she's like, oh my God, is that you? And it was just like time never slipped away from us. We sat there and we didn't sit there really. We stood there and we talked, and now the kids are all grown. They have their own houses, they have their own kids, they have their own cars, their whatever else. And now we're back to the same spot as when we hung out before. Well, before kids. So this was actually really an interesting area, which, how are you going to know me in an area that I hardly ever go to? And I never thought that my voice was that distinguished that you would know me in a room of, say, 500 people. Who knew? Any case, we had a great time at the Sawmill Art Center. So if you ever get a chance, go up there. It's in Cooksburg, PA. So, if you like these videos and you want to see more of these videos, by all means, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification button so you can stay on top of all the different things that I post. And to the next time, love you bunches!